Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. We're here for everyone's favorite day of the week, Wednesday. Wacky and Weird Wednesday. We're going to cover all the weird and wacky news that we were able to find today and from last week. There's some wild stuff. Honestly, I think most of this stuff is from today. Maybe some stuff from the weekend. It's pretty surprising what people are doing to each other and what people think is a normal thing to do. Maybe we find a bit wackier and weird. This is Before Coffee, the father and daughter comprehensive news of Planet Earth podcast, where we look up our stories 15 minutes before we started, just got caffeine in our bodies, and we're learning to read live on stream. So let's get into today's headlines. Today on Wacky and Weird Wednesday, Harry Potter filmed in our London street without us knowing. Now our houses are swarmed. And over the moon, fake astronaut scams lovestruck Japanese octogenarian.
And greetings from the United States, where we have multiple defendants charged in organized retail theft conspiracy involving returns of counterfeit goods. Plus, Taco Bell rethinks AI after a 18,000 water drive-through order.
Putin and Xi brainstorm living to 150 with modern organ transplants. What? And you get to fly. Why Dutch athletes pole vault over canals.
Oh, and speaking of athletes, dogs can be athletes, right? More than 100 teams compete in Lithuania's international Corgi race.
Why is Scandinavia's largest international art fair going bananas for Thyra Hilden's equal satire? In my culture news.
And it's U.S. Bowling League, so let's go bowling, dude. It's September 3rd, 2025 on Before Coffee.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Donnie, you are out of your element. It's Vladimir Ilyich
I've never
Lenin.
tried to win a bowling league myself. I have gone bowling a couple times. I think I had 2 birthdays at a bowling alley. We went bowling.
Yeah, we got one of your bowling pins right here from your birthday.
Signed by all my friends who went to that party.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's got a wig on it. They're actually both bowling pins are over there. So,
yeah, I have 2.
They're still there.
And
Some
then
of the
also I have a
worn off, but hey.
I think we went a couple times. I think we went to a bowling alley during like the senior thing.
That bowling alley is no longer a bowling alley.
I went to high school to make sure seniors didn't die from drunk driving accidents as soon as they graduated from partying. We had like a state mandated, locally funded, probably tax funded kind of party.
Indoor party.
Yeah.
Big party at a gymnasium.
At a military base. We really were, in a safe place.
Right.
Like, you couldn't just walk out of there. You were stuck on the base. And
nobody's getting on there unless they're
nobody's getting out of there. There were people who chose not to go, and guess what? They ended up dying in car crashes.
Well, we're screwed up. Yeah.
But there was a bowling alley there, so I think I went bowling.
I'm the special one.
I think I went to that 3 times. We went bowling there as well, and then we went bowling in when you're living by Ocean City.
Yeah, it's not a bowling alley anymore here.
Really?
And no, you remember you worked at the Chipotle right in the same parking lot, right?
Oh yeah, they like completely destroyed that entire parking lot.
Yeah, they did. It's a sandwich shop now. It's a sandwich shop.
Yeah,
or
really
something.
weird sandwich shop.
Alley.
I was like, I don't want to go there. I don't know what that is. Supposedly they have good sandwiches. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I would rather go to Wawa. So, get a hoagie at Wawa, like a real Marylander. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and roll our segue wheel.
So let's roll the segue.
Start hating on Pennsylvania again.
Don't be hating on Pennsylvania.
It is it's on the cusp. It's a bad pun.
All right, I can do that.
Unfortunately, I guess I should read the pole vaulting instead.
Instead of what? One about caulking?
Well, I was originally going to read...
There's plenty of puns involving poles.
I was originally going to read the Harry Potter thing first, but I'd rather read the story about Putin
I'm still going to have to do 2 of them.
Yeah, but I'd rather have the bad puns for this story. So, we're going to talk about Dutch people flying over canals pole vaulting, and I don't mean adults. I mean everyone from as young as 10 to probably 60. This is on AP News by Alexander Futula, coming out of Kokenge, the Netherlands. A split second of flight, then a landing on the sand, or a splashdown in a canal. That's the thrill of the Dutch sport of Vierlepen, far leaping, which sees athletes hoist themselves up and over canals on slender carbon poles in the Netherlands countryside. The entire of Netherlands is a countryside, but okay. The moment you're at the top of the pole, you get to jump off the pole. And that small moment you get to fly, that is really nice experience. 25-year-old athlete Bas van Leeuwen said as jumpers gathered for a competition in a village near Utrecht this week. Okay, so if you want to go to Kokenge, it's by Utrecht. Great news here. It's not really dangerous. Athletes run to a carbon pole positioned with one end in the canal and tilted towards the bank. They run along a jetty to the pole, grab on and try to shin up the pole as fast as possible before leaping to a sandy area on the other bank. Unlike the Olympic pole vaulting, the aim is distance, not height. How far can you jump across the canal?
How do you pronounce that?
Kokenge?
F-I-E-R-J...
Vierlepen?
Vierlepen?
J is Y. J is a Y. It's like an old... yeah.
It's slow, like I'm 3 years old. Go ahead, Vierlepen.
Fear. Like, oh, I'm scared. Lepa, like leaping, but European.
Okay, I just need to spell it phonetically so I can see it, right? Sorry.
Lepa. Okay. Loose momentum or a slip too far to one side, and athletes can end up soaked in the canal. Even a successful landing on the sand means a heavy, even painful impact. The sport is not really that dangerous. I think more people get injured during soccer. Ugh, why did he say soccer? He should have said football, says Van Leeuwen, who recovered from the ankle ligament injury sustained while leaping over canal. I feel like there's no way he said soccer. Maybe it's because he's speaking English? I don't know. The most common injury is the ankles or the knees being because you land. That is a fragile part of the body. Sometimes it snaps. And that's why you got to make sure you guys do your ankle and knee exercises. I know you can't actually exercise those particular things because they're ligaments. And you can strengthen their flexibility so that if you do roll your ankle, it doesn't snap. Here's my advice for you. Using a pole to cross the Netherlands' many canals was once a handy way for farmers to get about in remote areas. It took its modern competitive form in the 1950s and 60s, says Wim Roskam, a historian of Vierlepen. I'm going to do it. You know what? I'm quitting my job, streaming every day. I'm going to become the historian of Vierlepen. Technology has made bigger and bigger leaps possible, and the record now stands at 22.21 meters, which is just over 24 yards for you non-metrics out there, Roskam said. The pole, first it was wood, very heavy, can break. Then the aluminum, less heavy, but still a bit heavy, and now it's carbon, which is quite light and quite strong. Crowds aren't big, but the leapers and their fans are dedicated to the sport, which has a loyal following in Dutch villages, but is nearly unknown in the nearby cities, Roskam said. The community is key. We're all kind of a family. We know each other. We trust each other, Roskam said. I can leave my phone here and it's all right, no problem. We help each other, and when there are some sad things, we're there for each other too. And that's exactly why I live in a Dutch village instead of the city, because I love knowing all my neighbors and saying hello to people on the street and going to community events and seeing all the kids have fun. Okay. Anyways, not to brag. I have a little bit of a community here. Give me your bad pun.
My bad pun. It's good to see you. People in Vierlepen are all getting high together.
All right. That's our signal for you to also, I guess.
Sorry, I didn't have any cocking jokes. I couldn't come up with anything good.
Cocking jokes. All right, our next story.
I went for jokes about pole vaulting, and they all referenced back to that French pole vaulter who got his business caught on the pole.
Oh, right,
I
remember that. He had
remember that guy? Yeah. 50 or 60 jokes about that guy, but they're all invented.
The Prince of Cockanga, so to say, got stuck on his pole.
Right.
There's a pun for you.
Right. Let's all get high in the field. Over the canals. All right, next story. I got another pun to come.
The next story is about the weird and wacky world of being in a fandom who doesn't have any awareness of people's private lives and anything at all. So, I'm sure you guys have been hearing about this. They're making a new Harry Potter thing, a TV show. I don't know why. Probably because J.K. Rowling's looking to get more money off of the only thing she's been successful in other than fans hate. But here is the wacky part about this. Families living on an East London residential street will become Privet Drive in the new TV show. Claim they weren't made aware and now worry that they will be bombarded by fans visiting, taking photos outside their homes. By Isabel Williams on My London. Crews filmed along Springfield Gardens in Upminster at the beginning of June. It is believed crews captured drone-style sweeping footage of the Tudor-style road in the borough of Havering for scenic shots, which will be used to illustrate the suburban home of Fort Drive, where Harry grew up with his uncle, aunt, Vernon and Petunia Dursley, plus his cousin Dudley. Residents say letters were posted through their doors to notify them that their filming would be taking place on Sunday, as in they weren't asked for permission, they were just notified, we're filming here, get fucked. June 8th. I'm just saying, right? I feel like if you're gonna, it's private property.
It's proper British terminology there.
I know. I think they would be like, "Get spent," is what they say. Get spent, you wanker. We're filming here, and you're not gonna stop us. Anyways,
take a flying fuck at a rolling donut. There you go.
But they claim it wasn't made clear what the project would be for. They said they're filming on the street. Okay, that's nice. It's for Harry Potter. Actually, never mind, that's not nice. I don't want people coming to my fucking house. Katy Perry, not the famous pop star. This is just a woman called Katy Perry, 42, from London, is now worried about fans of the massive franchise turning up in droves to take pictures. The mom, who has lived on Springfield Gardens with her husband Wayne and 2 young children for over 15 years, said, "We didn't know what was being filmed until our house was in the paper. Just saw some cameras outside. I never said what it was for. Such a massive franchise, so we are shocked that nobody told us. Now we are on some Harry Potter Facebook page with our number plate in the picture." Yeah, I agree. They definitely have some sort of lawsuit here, maybe. Like a breach of privacy or something. I don't know. I feel like not enough information.
Well, you never know in England.
Yeah, who knows?
Right? Remember when we were in Scotland and they said everything is crown land? Feel free to roam wherever you want to. Maybe that just applies everywhere,
filming
right?
it and copywriting it. That's a bit different.
I don't know, right? We don't know. Does English law even give a shit? It's like, fuck you. You're part of the crown land. We get to film where we want to because we're BBC, right?
Yeah.
It's the BBC doing it, right? I don't know if it's the BBC, their official government network, so...
We found out on Friday, August 22nd. My kids were jumping around, going crazy. It is exciting. I just hope that it will make our house price... house price go up. We didn't get any compensation for it, that's for sure. We're going to get bombarded with visitors. The kids are saying that we should sell Harry Potter merchandise outside the house. We are honored. Yeah. We just wish we had known. That's one side of the story, right? People who don't mind.
Just in time for Halloween. Just in time for Halloween. I don't know if they have it there, but yeah. You just decorate the front of your house.
Wayne, who's a banker in his late 50s, says he found out the news from some work colleague after they showed him the new Harry Potter house. And it ended up being his front door. He said, "I recall getting a letter through the post saying that they were going to be filming on the road, but that is all we heard of it. For some people outside the tripod, but it wasn't disruptive, so I didn't really think much of it. Then on Friday, I started getting bombarded with messages saying we're going to be in the show. People expected we had something to do with the filming. That would have been nice. Some compensation for loss of privacy for the rest of their lives. Some guys on the work were like, look, they've picked the new Harry Potter house, and it was my home. To be fair, I don't think it's a bad area. I think it's nice that they chose our road, but no point did they say it was Harry Potter. But a bit of a shock. It's quite a big thing. The dad says he still feels conflicted on the news, as they have already had some fans come by, and he's worried for the family. He added, I think there's a mixed bag of opinions on the street. Some people are excited and some are concerned. Since the news broke, we've already had a lot of people standing outside the house taking photos. We don't know what it means for us in the future. The fact that we have already had people outside after dark when we have 2 young kids is very strange. I just think that given what we should have been told, that was not enough information. I don't know if we would have said yes if we knew what the project was. That is weird. They asked for permission to film on the street, and then they didn't tell them what the project... I guess, not to victim blame them, but they should have asked. I feel like they should have said, right. What is this for? But maybe all they were given was like, not an NDA, but a release form. All they were giving is a release form saying, please give us permission to film your house. Okay. Mm-hmm. And that's it, right? They didn't know other details. The new series will feature a bunch of actors whose careers may or may not be successful because they're now associated with this thing. It features big names such as Nick Frost, who's already gotten hate from the internet for being Hagrid in the new series, from people who respect trans lives. Sue Baldwin, 63, who's lived on the street for over 20 years, says she is a huge fan of the series and was thrilled to find out it had been filmed on her road. Superfan said, they put letters through our doors saying that something was being filmed here, and we didn't want our house in it. We should let them know. It said that we'd be filming for 5 or 6 hours on Sunday. It was a very small crew with only 7 or 8 people there, but they had lots of cameras. We were very excited because we didn't know what they were filming for. It was only when it was the paper that I found out what it was. We love to go to Disneyland to see all of Harry Potter stuff. My grandkids love the film, so when I told my daughter to tell her, she thought it was amazing. An anonymous resident added, I came really early one Sunday morning. My sons are being big fans, so I was quite excited about it. I realized what it was because it was all over Facebook. But there's your story on HBO, which was approached for comment but has not said anything. Not telling an entire street, hey, you're going to be on TV with a huge franchise. This might affect your life.
Right.
And that's the weird part for me, and of course we talked about this a little bit before the show, but famously the Breaking Bad house, right, they had to sell the property for a lot. They did sell the property for a lot of money, but they didn't want to move out. It was their, and they've been living there for generations, that house now in Albuquerque. And
all that
they had to move out because people kept on throwing pizzas on their roofs.
Yeah, you can massage those broken dreams with a lot of cash. That'll do the job. And you can always buy another house, folks. I don't know what the hell the big fucking deal is.
Well, the big deal is that their family is from that house for generations.
Sometimes houses are burned down and people got to move out. There's worse situations than having to move out of the house.
Just saying,
right? Yeah, just saying.
It just shouldn't happen. I don't understand why you just
fortune.
Go stop by the house, drive by it, and say, "Wow, look! It's the picture of the house." Because it's not the interior, right? The interior of the house is set somewhere on a studio. People are, I don't know, people are dumb. That's my opinion on it. You can disagree.
I'm just guessing this is sort of like winning a lottery more than it is anything else. But I'm going to do my pun first.
I think the first person said, right, I hope it increases the price of my house.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wrote. I said, these Londoners should Quidditch complaining and see if your house has gone up in value. Because, hey, you know what? I can buy a bigger house or live in a neighborhood with a bigger yard or whatever and still be in the same school district, perhaps, or whatever they do there.
I didn't even remember that word.
What? Yeah, it's about the only word I know now. Quidditch. But anyway,
about Harry Potter. Anyways,
I was reading the rules to Quidditch.
I guess I didn't do this for the other pun, but here's your
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. In the United States, you can go over like that was the. You can go to Hibbing in Minnesota and see the house that Bob Dylan grew up in, and people live in it, and they'll let you stand on the lawn and take pictures. They don't give a shit because they know their house is a valuable piece of real estate.
Yeah, but that's fine.
And it doesn't bother
the problem
them.
with the Breaking Bad house is that people were littering.
The pizza on the roof. But Breaking Bad was a thing that was on the air for 7 or 8 years, and once it went off the air, people it stopped becoming a thing, right? A trend.
No, it didn't, because they had to sell their house. We did a story on it.
I'm just saying, it was going to dry up. 20 years from now, nobody's going to be throwing a pizza on. That's what I'm saying.
I hope.
It's not going to last forever. Well, what the hell's wrong with you? First of all, you can just throw a pizza at somebody's house, unless you're just an idiot. Okay. All right. So,
I'll roll the segue.
I was just wondering the buzzards. The buzzards in Albuquerque were like, this is some good shit.
Yeah, maybe that's the real issue. They had a bunch of giant birds living on their roof. I'm like, oh god, another pizza on the roof again. I guess I can't leave the house because I get attacked by crows every time I leave the house.
The buzzards would be it, right? You remember when we had buzzards, because I got rid of them. I put a fake owl up front. But buzzards, the problem with buzzards is they vomit. They vomit little furry creatures that they devoured, right? They vomit bones and fur, and that stuff was just going to accumulate on our roof because their buzzards were hanging up there.
Yeah, owls do the same thing. You don't want to go to an owl den just full of that. Yeah, just
having worked at repeater sites with towers where buzzards have nests, you just walk over that stuff and don't look at it because it's awful. It's just, they got a name for it. It's buzzard vomit is what it is. It's not poop,
our next segue is
awful.
Tell a joke. So, give me something to joke about.
Tell a joke. Another joke. It could be a pun. It could be any joke. We're going to talk about 2 stories. Long one first. Multiple defendants charged in organized retail theft conspiracy involving returns of counterfeit electronic goods, right? Hey, my notepad doesn't work. Well, you spelled notepad with 2 Ds? I don't think that's a notepad. It's just one of those things. Justice.gov has the article. This is from the official government website. A federal grand jury has charged 7 defendants with conspiracy to commit mail fraud. It's conspiracy to commit mail fraud, conspiracy to traffic in counterfeit goods, and trafficking in counterfeit. So it's basically the same crime twice. In connection with an organized retail theft scheme. 3 of the defendants were arrested yesterday, which was 4 days ago. According to the indictment filed on August 26th, 2025, on an unsealed today, which is a few days ago. Weindong Li, Chen 33, Chen Sen 37, and Weqian Zhu 34, all of whom are Chinese nationals. They're not doing this without China knowing about it, I guarantee it, because there's somebody making these counterfeit devices, right? They're going to be made somewhere. And 4 other defendants remain subject to arrest, engaged in a year-long scheme to steal genuine brand-name consumer electronic products, including computer tablets and earphones. Under the scheme, the defendants allegedly purchased iPad tablets and AirPods earphones from a major retailer with stores throughout the San Francisco Bay Area and elsewhere. The indictment describes that the defendants then returned to the same retailer counterfeit versions bearing the brand names, trademarks, and serial numbers that match the iPad tablets and the AirPods earphones previously purchased from the retailer in order to obtain an original purchase value back. Yeah, they're stealing. The counterfeits are returned in the purchased genuine original packaging that also bore the brand names, trademarks, and the genuine product serial numbers. In many instances, the original packaging was resealed with imitation stickers that match the original stealing stickers. Going the extra mile to steal. To make the return appear unopened, the defendants allegedly imported the counterfeits and the imitation sealing stickers from China. The indictment also alleges that the defendants exported the genuine iPad tablets and AirPods earphones to China. Yeah, they stole them and sold them in China, where some Chinese guys going, "Yay, I got a bunch of English stuff on my pad." United States Attorney Craig Misakian and Homeland Security Investigations Acting Special Agent in Charge Jeffrey Brannigan made the announcement. If they're in charge and they work for Trump, they're probably criminals, but whatever. An indictment merely alleges that crimes have been committed and all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a doubt. If convicted, defendants each face a maximum statutory sentence of 20 years in prison, $250,000 fine for each count of conspiracy to commit mail fraud. And then it's got a whole paragraph of all of the subtext, subsections of the U.S. Legal code they violated. I'm not going to read because it's a bunch of numbers. Any sentence following conviction will be imposed by the court after considering the U.S. sentencing guidelines and the federal statute governing the imposition of a sentence. Liu, Shen, and Zhu have all made initial appearances today before U.S. Magistrate Judge Sally Kim. All three defendants will next appear on September 3rd, which was today, before U.S. Magistrate Judge Alex Say for PSE, I think that's Say, for a continued arraignment and detention hearing. This case was investigated and prosecuted by North California Homeland Security Task Force as part of the Operation Take Back America. Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go, that nonsense. And something about Trump, some bullshit about that fascist creep, Occupation Take Back America, propaganda. U.S. Attorney Daniel and Casabian is prosecuting the case with the assistance of Andy Ding and Lance Libitique. The prosecution is a result of investigation by ASI, the California Highway Patrol, CTIP, Cargo Theft Interdiction Program, Task Force, Federal Air Marshal Service, Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Postal Inspection Service, and the FBI. But there's your story about thieves buying shit, getting the refund, and buying more shit and getting a refund, and buying more shit and getting a refund. So basically, you're recycling the same money over and over again, sending the real products to China where they get sold, and turning in the counterfeits for the store to discover way later that they're counterfeits because they already scanned them back, gave the refund, and threw it on the pile.
It's being scammed completely. Yeah.
Yep. Well, they caught him. So,
I have a counterfeit joke for you.
Right on.
The cashier says that'll be $19. Pulls out a 50. Cashier. Sorry, we've been having problems with counterfeit money. Have anything smaller? Me. Sure. Pulls out a 30. All right, everything looks fine here. Here you go. Wait a minute, $30 bills don't exist. I've been scammed. This obviously that's nice. That's a little more obvious than
A 30. I never even thought of that. Why is there a 20 and not a 30 and a 40?
I don't know.
Huh? There's a $2 bill, but not a $3 bill. There used to be at one time.
Really?
All kinds of different currencies. Yeah, because I collect coins, I look up these old coins. Like, these used to be a half-cent coin. Of course, Britain, they just go crazy with their coins. Who knows what British money used to be? Right? They change it a lot. Anyway, the next story I got is more weirdness in this world. Taco Bell. We're going to talk about Taco Bell AI. And I guess they fired the little Chihuahua dog. Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog.
I think, sadly.
BBC.com. Shiano McCallum has a story. Taco Bell rethinks AI drive-thru after man orders 18,000 waters. He was really thirsty. Really, really thirsty. Taco Bell is rethinking its use of artificial intelligence to power drive-thru restaurants in the U.S. after comical videos of the tech-making mistakes were viewed millions of times. In one clip, a customer seemingly crashed the system by ordering 18,000 water cups, while in another, a person got increasingly angry as the AI repeatedly asked him to add more drinks to his order. It's gotta be, would you like more drinks? No. Would you like more drinks? No, please. No, thank you. Would you like more drinks, please? Would you like more? No, drink. It sounds like a Monty Python skit, right? Since 2023, the fast food chain has, or maybe Dave from Cheech and Chong. Dave's not here. 2023, the fast food chain has introduced the technology at over 500 locations in the U.S. with the aim of reducing mistakes and speeding up orders. I'm just going to stand in the AI line, just order shit now, just to be funny. But the AI seems to have served up the complete opposite. Taco Bell's Chief Digital and Technological Officer Dave Matthews told the Wall Street Journal that deploying the voice AI has had its challenges. Sometimes it lets me down, but sometimes it really surprises me. AI is always surprising. Like, you're not very clever or smart. He said the firm was learning a lot, but he would now think carefully about where to use AI going, not using it at drive-thrus. And particular, Mr. Matthews said there are times when humans are better placed to take orders. Oh yeah, we don't want humans to simply interact with humans. That's too complicated. Our technology is going to solve this. Technology is just making us lazy, making us stupid, and this is just making us lazier and more stupid. So congratulations, you're part of the problem. We'll help coach teams on when to use voice AI and when it's better to monitor to step in. Every time it's better to monitor to step in. Every time. That's when. The issues have been building online as disgruntled customers take social media complaining about the service, with many pointing out glitches and issues. You know, you can just have an app that people just punch into shit and order online and go pick up their order. What the fuck's wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The system works great. You punch in your order in your app, you pay for it, you get a number, or they have your name,
or a QR code, or any, like, right? So many different things, yeah.
Your shit's ready, no money has to change hands, and you just move on with your life. But instead, they put the stupid AI voice in the frickin' box at the drive-thru that's supposed to be better somehow, and everybody's behind you honking their horn. What the fuck? He doesn't want to drink. He doesn't want to drink. He doesn't want to drink.
I recently learned that places like Vietnam have completely gotten rid of, like, ordering stuff. You just scan a QR code, right? That's like for the restaurant. You pay them, you order stuff there, you pay them through that, and then they say, okay, you're good. I think even the sushi restaurant I can go to just like that, right? You scan the thing, you put all the stuff in, you pay for it at the end. Don't need to talk to anybody.
Nothing wrong. I had no issue with that. This AI crap has got to go. Human interaction with AI never works. I mean, maybe someday in the future, 50 years from now, I'll get something right. But my interaction with AI has just been frustrating. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. Google AI, you do a search and they get it wrong. That's the simplest shit. They used to get right, by the way. Google, you did a search, you just got the biggest hits, that got the most hits or whatever, and you pick the one you wanted. Now you get a Google AI thing that gives you bad information. So AI sucks. Okay, let's do this again. One clip on Instagram, which has been viewed over 21.5 million times, shows a man ordering a large Mountain Dew, and AI voice continually replying, "And what will you drink with that?" It's a large Mountain Dew, Mr. AI. What would you drink with that? I'm going to drink your blood with that. How's that? Hang out. It isn't the first time there have been issues with AI not getting it right when it comes to processing food and drink orders. Last year, McDonald's withdrew AI from its own drive-thrus as the tech misinterpreted customers' order, and resulting in one person getting bacon added to their ice cream in error. That sounds pretty good, actually. I think I'm going to try bacon and ice cream now that you brought it up. My two favorite things, bacon and ice cream. Why couldn't they go together? And another having hundreds of dollars worth of chicken nuggets and mistakenly added to their order. That'll be $792 the order. 412 chicken nuggets. There you go.
Okay, was this a party? What the hell, man?
Yeah, they were making nuggets all night. Yeah. 3 cooks quit that day because they got tired of cooking chicken nuggets. But despite some of the viral glitches facing Taco Bell, it says 2 million orders have been successfully processed using the AI voice since its induction. Hey, right, because your menu is, I want the special. And they're like, yeah, there's a special. Or whatever. You know, just because a lot of people got their orders right doesn't mean your system doesn't suck. Because if I had an employee who was continually asking somebody if they wanted a drink after they ordered a drink, I think they'd get fired. Just saying, they'd be counseled for sure. So acting like this is just a glitch and we'll fix it. Hey, you don't fix it. There's nothing to fix. Get rid of it. We don't want it. Nobody wants it. There is no use. And I don't know how to emphasize this enough. There is no use for AI. No purpose. It's just a bunch of billionaires trying to force us onto it so they can make money. It has no purpose.
Exploitation. That's the purpose.
Yeah. It's eliminating jobs for humans. It's the only purpose they have. They don't want to pay your benefits. They don't want to pay anything. They just want to pay a service that services their AI, and they can all do it digitally from a remote. So they don't even have to come to the site. So that's all they want. They want to pay fewer workers. They want to make more money to give you shitty food. Yay,
delicious.
Technology. So anyway, where's your joke?
My joke. I have 2, but my first one is Scientists predict human-level artificial intelligence by 2030. Human-level artificial intelligence. Maybe sooner if the bar keeps dropping, as in we're getting stupider.
Exactly. Human-level intelligence has been achieved. We'll believe anything we're told without even investigating it.
My joke is for you. What do you call a Marine wearing an Air Force uniform? Artificial intelligence.
Oh! Where's one of your misnomers? I love the misnomers about Marines being dumber than other military. Did you know you cannot join the Marine Corps if you're a high school dropout? You can, but join the other ones. Everybody else can take you.
When you join the military, you have to pass a test. And a test based on intelligence.
No, you don't have to. You take a test. Passing it is totally subjective to who's taking you, right? I'm serious. Army will take literally. Army will take
military SAT where you get a certain score.
No, it's called the ASVAB, but everybody takes it. It doesn't. It doesn't give you anything. First of all, you sign a contract for whatever you want to be, right? You take an ASVAB, and they can. If you're open contract, they'll shovel you where they want to. It doesn't matter. But if you sign a contract, you're going where you're going. There's nothing they can do.
Okay.
The ASVAB is just shows what your aptitude is in certain areas. And like I said, the Marines have the only branch of the military in the United States that will not take you without a high school diploma. You must have graduated at least a GED, high school diploma. Either way, you ain't getting them. I mean, they call Marines dumb, which definitely is a lot of dumb Marines. I mean, There's
dumb people all over the place.
Right. Air Force. Okay, let's talk about how Air Force is. Air Force just honored that chick that got shot in the Capitol, got shot in the face because she was trying to break down a door in the Capitol building, the seat of our government. Well, the Air Force just honored her, right? I'm sorry. Honored for what? Being a traitor? because she was ex-Air Force. That's why they honored her. I'm like, Lee Harvey Oswald was a Marine, and the Marine Corps did not bury him with honors. Okay, so the Air Force is garbage. I don't know if they've always been garbage.
Well, I don't know
which Air Force you're
talking about, right? Because there's different Air Forces.
The Air Force of the United States is garbage. It's absolute garbage. Their leadership is garbage. They have honored a traitor. A traitor, a person that attacked our government. They have honored. It's one thing to pardon somebody, like Trump is. He's a criminal. But it's another thing for a military organization to honor somebody who died attacking our government.
Yeah.
That's what they've done. That's what Air Force has done. So fuck the Air Force. They probably should disband the Air Force leadership, all of it, and just start over. If I was president, fire everybody. Fire everybody in charge of the Air Force and replace them with competent people who aren't fascists. Okay, so anyway.
Demigorge says Marines aren't dumb, they just like different flavors of crayons. So there's more jokes. Even though we're supposed to make jokes about AI, but
Yeah, I'm never falling for the eat the crayons bit again. You fool me once, and
it tastes like a banana. Right. Sure it does. Okay, let's roll our next segue.
It says orange. It says orange, but it's not orange. What's the matter? It doesn't taste like an orange. What's going on here?
I hate when that happens.
It does not taste like tuna. That doesn't taste like flesh. Flesh doesn't taste like flesh. I eat flesh all the time.
I don't think there's a tuna or flesh color. Next segue reminds me of a song. Reminds you of a song because we're going to talk about my story.
Okay. What is it now? I was getting a pen, man. I have attention span.
Reminds me of the song. Song,
gotcha.
Our first story is about fake astronauts scamming some Japanese 80-year-olds. This is by the Japan Times. A Japanese octogenarian was swindled out of about 1 million yen, which is $6,700, after falling in love online with a self-described astronaut who sought her help to avert a spaceship crisis, police said. Okay, wow. They said yesterday on the 2nd of September. A woman in Hokkaido met the fraudster in July on social media. a local police officer said, describing the case as a romance scam. After some exchanges, the scammer one day told her he was in space on a spaceship right now, but was under attack in need of oxygen, the official said. The scammer then urged her to pay him online to help him buy oxygen and successfully hoodwinked around 1 million yen out of her. The woman lives alone and started developing feelings for him as their online communication progressed. Local media, including Hokkaido Broadcasting, said, quoting investigative sources, "If a person you meet on social media ever demands cash from you, please be suspicious of the possibility of scam and report it to the police. Better safe than sorry." Japan has the world's second oldest population after Monaco, according to World Bank, and older people frequently fall prey to various forms of organized fraud. These include the classic "It's Me" scam, where perpetrators impersonate family members in trouble for extract money from their victims. Elderly people can be cajoled into using ATMs to get non-existent refunds of their insurance premiums or pensions. Police have warned, "Oh, there's a new refund in your account. Please take out $200 or whatever."
I got this song. I'm sorry, everybody got a song. That's crazy. Yeah.
You got a song?
Really? That's the whole story?
Yeah, it's a very short one.
Yeah. Of course, my song is Space Oddity, to go with the oddity of the day. Space Oddity by David Bowie, which goes, Major Tom to ground control. Cash. Please send me a gift card. Yeah, that's the ticket. Anyway. Yeah, people are dumb. I swear, people, I swear to
it's
you.
Not just being
they
dumb,
just want to believe. They want to believe so much they have value that they'll believe anything, right? It's like, look at that guy, that fake guy loves me.
Well, I think people have value without that, but I get what you're saying.
Right? I know, but they don't see it. They
their
see
value
only
to being loved by an astronaut. So,
well, this isn't a real person that I've already verified it's a real person. Well, let me go ahead and send them money anyway. You're not using your brain. You're definitely not.
I mean, they're 80, so do you even have a brain at that point? Let me know.
Desperation. Usually 80-year-olds get scammed by churches. At least they're getting scammed by somebody else instead of a church going, you're 80. Don't you worry about getting into heaven? And I'm like, I don't know. I know a lot of shitheads that think they went to heaven. If they're in heaven, I don't want to be there. Okay? So if they died and they're already dead and I knew they were shitheads, right? And they went to heaven, I don't want to go to heaven because I'll run into them. Why would I run into them the rest of my life? Or whatever, afterlife. Sorry, that's my long drawn out.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Ground control. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirts you wear.
The next story is about two fascist dickheads talking about living until 150. Using modern organ transplants. Guess what? You haven't been able to solve brain transplants, so I think you're probably still going to be fucked. But this is from Elena Jordan Dahl, and Douglas Boostbein on Politico. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Russian President and dictator Vladimir Putin and Chinese President and dictator Xi Jinping were captured privately talking about living to at least 150 years old on the sidelines of China's massive Victory Day parade in Beijing. According to audio picked up on CCTV, two were overheard musing about the possibility of immortality through organ transplants and advanced medical procedures. Earlier, people rarely lived to 70, but these days, at 70, you're still a child, she told Putin, according to a translator in Russia. With the development of biotechnology, human organs can be continuously transplanted, and people can live younger and younger, even achieve immortality. Just kidding, he didn't even laugh. Putin replied, according to a translation in Mandarin. Predictions are that this century there are also a chance of living to 150, she responded. She hosted 26 world leaders, including in North Korea dictator. I like how we call North Korea's leader a dictator, but we don't call Xi or Putin the dictator. Interesting stance, Politico.
Yeah, right. He's not a dictator. He had an election. What are you talking about?
Does Xi Jinping have an election? I don't think they do. Anyways, Kim Jong-un was also in Beijing today for the huge military parade, which commemorated 80 years since Japan's surrender in World War II and China's victory over occupying forces. That is something to celebrate because Japan was committing war crimes. The event marked the first time the three rulers, Xi, Putin, and Kim, have appeared together in public. China has a long history of organ harvesting from executed prisoners, which was officially banned in 2015. For poor people, anyways. That has curtailed the practice, however, with the government turning to targeted minorities for organs instead. This is including the Uyghurs still facing a genocide in the western country. Putin and Xi are both 72, and they want to live for 70 more years. Last year, the Times of London reported that Kremlin officials had directed scientists to fast-track anti-aging research, focusing on cellular degeneration, cognitive decline, and strengthening the immune system. Yeah, you definitely should focus on that cognitive decline. Not that you have any chance of fixing it now, because they've already declined. Right. I think once you decide to be a dictator and pretend that you have a democracy and that you're being voted in, you're already pretty cognitively declined.
Definitely you have no sense of proportion. Your old sense of proportion is all out of whack. You think you're more important than everybody else, which is bullshit.
You got a song?
I do, and the song I have is Forever Young by Bob Dylan. And I've changed a few of the lines here. The original line says, "May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung, and may you stay forever." You gotta drag that up. But I changed the line to, "May you have spare parts, including heart and lung, and may you stay forever young." There you go.
Amazing. Wow. And you sang it for me, but you rarely do that.
Thank you. Hey, I was trying to add some quality to the show. Yeah, we're not just a AI one-trick pony here. All right.
Oh my God!
We're a LI five-trick pony. LI, of course, meaning limited intelligence.
All right, I'm gonna roll the segue wheel
spin the wheel.
My next segue here.
This is from AP News, and this is a fun story.
It's a limerick.
Lithuania. A limerick about Lithuania. All right, they're gonna have to figure out names of cities in Lithuania. I know a couple of them. I think Vilnius rhymes something with Vilnius, Lithuania. There's your challenge.
Okay.
This is from apnews.com, Liudas Dopkas. So you're going to have 5 to 7 minutes. It's a longer story, so you have time. And I read slow, so. Cute and adorable Welsh Corgis, widely known for their association with the British royal family, are in fact a breed of passionate racers. Of course, they got little tiny legs, too. Don't forget that part. This is at least according to the 120 teams from around Europe, taking part in the Corgi race in Vilnius, Lithuania, which is the capital, which drew an international batch of furballs and their owners from countries including Poland, Latvia, Germany, Austria, and Italy. I think they're called the Corgi countries. Let's call them that. Yeah, the Corgi countries. Yeah, the 6 Corgi countries, right? Latvia, Poland, Lithuania, Germany, Austria, and Italy. The Latvia, and they're all kind of interconnected, right? So they're all connected by land. Anyway, thousands of Lithuanians gathered in the capital's largest park on Saturday and Sunday to watch the events in Solo Sprint, a contest for the mightiest voice, costume challenges, and group racing. The event is set to culminate on Sunday with the so-called World Corgi Meetup, where dogs in Lithuania will be connected via a live broadcast with their peers in the United States, Ireland, and Poland. Yeah, you can binge watch your corgi races until, I don't know, you're all corgied out, or your corgi competitions, not just races. This is from AP correspondent Julie Walker reports on the international Corgi race in Lithuania. This is so much fun and great emotion for the entire family. Something bright that many people are craving for these days, said retired teacher Janina Stonieni, who attended the race with her 3 grandchildren. The children said they admired the costume challenge as dogs were dressed in eye-catching outfits like Batman, a princess, or an airplane. A Corgi named Amigo, sporting a factory-themed costume complete with 2 tiny chimneys and a fur factory lettering, was named the proud winner of the contest. I'm a fur factory, the Corgi
exclaimed.
Had on its, imagine on its long side, because they're kind of long. Yeah, Corgis, if you know them, they're a little tiny, but maybe 6 or 8 inches tall. I don't know. Very big dogs, but they got really stubby legs and they're kind of long compared to the rest of their body. Another called Mango, whose owners are champion of the solo race. So this is a mango, like a fruit mango, and we are participating for the 2nd time in the Corgi race in 2025, said Ignas Klimika, a proud Corgi lover from Vilnius. Last year, we didn't manage to end the race perfectly. We had a really good training. We had trained every day, but this year we decided to just go without training, just to participate. Training, you just get the dog out there and give him an incentive to run, I guess. Just to enjoy all the lots of Corgis, he said. But he won. His dog won the solo race. And there's a whole shitload of pictures. But this year, Mango won the racing competition while his owner screamed and waved to try to inspire him to triumph. He knows what he did, and he's really proud of himself, said Ignas, who is already planning for 2026. So we have pictures
of the Corgis.
I can describe the pictures. As a Corgi participates in a fashion show, doesn't describe the picture very well. It's wearing like a lace collar, and I don't know, it looks like a mouse on its back or something flying a kite.
A mouse?
And there's two Corgis racing. It's a little cute little dog, and there's a Corgi in a Batman costume. Oh boy. All right, so there's a cute little story. Hopefully we got us a limerick of some sort.
I do have a limerick for you.
All right, let's go.
Corgis lined up at the start with wagging tails and pure doggy art. They zoomed down the track with a bounce and a quack, a race full of joy, not just heart. You definitely have to have a big heart in order to... It's kind of funny, guys, because I've seen videos of this, and it's really funny because you see the owners on the other side, and they're just going, yeah, come on over here. So it's really not, they're racing to get to their owners. So you really know they love their owners if they win, right? I need to get to them as fast as possible.
That's the one thing I liked about Queen Elizabeth was her dogs. You know, I wonder what happened to her dogs. Are they still like being?
I hope they're probably being taken care of.
I hope they're taking care of them well. I mean, I'm probably not going to replace them when they die. Maybe King Charles has a special nanny for him, right? I would think. There's your stories. I have no other story. No, that was my second. My second.
Oh, I feel cheated.
Second. I know. It said 5 to 7 minutes, but it turned out not to be as long. If you read all the picture captions, maybe. But
yeah,
I don't think it was that long.
That's probably what they did. They're like, oh yeah, read all these pictures. Okay, my next segue for my story is rolling. You've got tell a joke about bananas and weird art and all that stuff, because that's what we're talking about in my culture segment today. We've got
I got a banana.
A banana that's shaped like a vulva. Yeah!
Whoa.
This is by David Morquand on Your News Culture. A new banana-centric
writes its
artwork.
own joke, doesn't it? All right.
A new banana-centric artwork by Danish artist Thyra Hilden has been exhibited and sold at the Copenhagen's Enter Art Fair. The Enter I was not expecting. Here's why it has been one of the standouts of this year's edition. From Paul Gauguin's The Meal to Banksy's Pulp Fiction via Andy Warhol's legendary cover for the Velvet Underground and Nico's 1967 debut album, bananas can be found everywhere in works of art. Both a convenient yet quickly decaying snack and a central, sexually suggestive symbol. fruit has power to unsettle, titillate, and spark vital conversation. About bananas? No! It hit headlines and Instagram feeds in 2019 when renowned conceptual artist Maurizio Catalan created Comedian and Art Basel at the Art Basel Fair in Miami. Why is it called the Art Basel Fair if it's in Miami? Shouldn't it be called the Art Miami Fair in Miami?
Well, Miami's got a lot of little different neighborhoods,
Basel
right?
is a place in Switzerland, so that's the capital of Switzerland. I'm confused why.
There's a little Havana.
Yeah.
There's a little Havana in Miami. Maybe it's like that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. The Italian artist simply brought a banana and taped it to a wall with duct tape. Easiest art piece ever. The provocation sparked debate as to the nature and the value of art, and by blurring satire and hard art, Catalan spoke to the absurdity of our times. Is it really art because an artist put it on the wall? Median sold for $120,000 is a fucking banana, or 114,000 euros. In 2019, it made headlines once again last year when it was resold at auction for a staggering $6.2 million. That's way more than it originally was. So much more. Or 5.8 million euros. This is what I would call money laundering scheme. Right there. What I would call that.
Mm-hmm.
Cryptocurrency entrepreneur Justin Sun outbid 6 other contenders to acquire the fruit-centered work in Sotheby's auction in New York, later eating the banana during a press conference in Hong Kong in a stunt drawing a provocative comparison between the artwork and the world of cryptocurrency. That's right, I bought this NFT and then I ate it, and now all its value has disappeared. Basically, it's all about abstract concepts. Now, a new banana-centric artwork by Danish artist Thyra Hilden has been exhibited at Copenhagen's Enter Art Fair, Scandinavia's largest international art fair, as an artistic response to Catalan's Comedian. More than that, the banana cut open to resemble a vulva titled Satire has sold for pricely $12,869 or 11,066 euros. So it's cut open from the top. So you get the, where the end is, the handle. So they cut it open right below the handle and then split it open so it looks, well, the top is the clitoris, then the 2 sides of the banana peel are the labia, and then the middle is supposed to be like, vagina. Very clever art right there. Boy, I love art.
Right.
It's just a picture of the banana, by the way. I think. No, it's not the picture. It's the actual banana. It's the actual banana stapled to. I'm gonna sneeze.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sneeze. Never mind. It lied to me. Even if equal satire sold for 40 times the value of an actual banana and only 10% of its male counterpart, it represents. I see what you're doing, David. David Morquan, being clever here, saying that the female representing artwork only sold for 10% of its male counterpart. He's identifying the gender inequality here with the 12,000 versus the $120,000.
It was euros, wasn't it? Euros? It was euros, not dollars.
The euro is 10% less than the dollar.
I know. I was being.
No, the original artwork, which was just a banana taped to the wall, was $120,000, and it was This one is only sold for $12,869.
Yeah, because it already been opened. It's already open.
Yeah,
right?
it's already. Isn't that just a metaphor for how people treat women? Anyways,
maybe
men can't be opened up. Well, they can be opened up, but we're not going to talk about that.
When is a banana just a banana? I will paraphrase. Oh, go ahead. I got 3 jokes, but go ahead.
Yeah. Let me finish the story. This is a metaphor for the hymen, I think, at this point. It represents the fact that only about 10% of the art market turnover at Sotheby's and Christie's comes from work created by women. Me and the gallerists have set the price to 10% on purpose of the original price of the banana, with the duct tape on the wall, in order to make a statement. And the 10% comes from that in a big auction house, Sotheby's and Christie's. So, still only 10% of the turnover that goes to artists. Hilden added that she hopes it will spread humor and spark discussions about equality. I guess it did, because we just started talking about it. I've created this work equals satire, where I have cut a very Putin figure into something very feminine and created a feminine force. Yeah, she has transformed a phallic object into a what is the other word for not phallic? Phallic? For vagina? I don't know. She's created into a feminine object instead of a male object. And it has spread humor discussion around equality. It's about opening dialogue on feminine equality in art. The buyer of Equal Satire, Anders Andersen, that's probably a Danish guy, founder of the office share company on Rethinking, stated that he too hopes the conversation will be on Hilden's central idea behind the artwork. Why is half my head just migraines? It's not worth paying that much for a banana, but when you take that discussion, then I hope next level will be that you will start to consider what the artist herself wants to tell with the thought, Anderson said. So, art worth going bananas for, Anderson said. Also, he plans to replace the fruit daily, so he's just gonna keep it going even though it's died. In practice, it means I will be the biggest importer of bananas in Copenhagen, because I will have to renew this piece of art, or some of my employees will renew this piece of art every day. This is far from the first time that an artist has given a feminist spin on a phallic fruit, as the Gorilla Girls famously used bananas in protest actions to call out male dominance in the art world. How many works of art by women were in the Andy Warhol and treatment auctions at Sotheby's? Gorilla Girls. And then it's a picture of two bananas making also a vulva shape. So kudos to Enter Art Fair and Thyra Hilden, not only laying bare the seemingly arbitrary nature of how value is assigned to objects and asking the question, who gets to decide the value of art, but also reminding visitors that 10% isn't just a figure confined to the art world. Yep, who gets to decide the value of art, and why is it always the men's art is more valuable? That's weird. Even if it's something as simple as a duct tape banana, it's gonna sell more than anything else. But there's your, give me a joke, I guess.
Well, that reminded me of the Spinal Tap there, real quick. The Spinal Tap one where he's going through the security, he has to pull that fake cucumber out of his pants.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have the first thing you said, if there is the opposite of phallic, which is the Latin term, right? The opposite of this is actually called cunic, C-U-N-N-I-C, cunic.
Okay, I've heard that.
So that's another name for see you next Tuesday.
That's probably where the word comes from, right? The word comes from.
Yeah, exactly. Cunic. Or the cunus is the actual term for the body part. And I have 3 jokes. I guess you have a preference. Do you want to hear? I'll do the Sigmund Freud one first. It'll hold up my banana and say, I will paraphrase Sigmund Freud. Sometimes a banana is just a banana. Because he said sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Yeah.
And my pun for this one is that, wow, that work of art looks quite appealing. And my third one is, you know the knock-knock joke, right? The knock-knock joke? Do you want to repeat the knock-knock joke? If you don't know it, I will repeat it. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? There's your joke.
I was wondering how long you're going to make me do it for.
I could do it for 10 minutes. I mean, when you were a kid, I kept it going for a while. I know that.
The worst part, though, is that you also make the kid do that to you, and then you're stuck. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to go.
Why did I teach this child this trick?
All right.
That's for 3 jokes. Good job. Amazing.
I decided to slip that one in. There's another banana joke about banana peels. How you slip on a banana peel. I just slipped that one in there too. Next spin of the wheel. I did send you a video, so I don't know if you
already slotted it in. You sent it to me before we started. Our next segue is associate. So I will associate something in the news with something, or something on this day in history. No.
This day in history. Whoa. Okay, we're only going back to 1609. What happened in 1609? Henry Hudson stuck his big old nose into northern Canada. It wasn't called Canada at the time. English navigator Henry Hudson, in a quest for passage to India on behalf of the Dutch East India Company, sailed into the harbor of present-day New York City and up the river that now bears his name, which is the Hudson River. You wonder why that. So Hudson River is named after a Dutch guy, everybody. Everybody should know that. 1658, English soldier and statesman Oliver Cromwell died in London. I don't know if he died of old age or embarrassment, but he did die. 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed between Britain and the United States, which allowed for, as part of the Peace of Paris, it allowed for, we're not at war with each other. We're partners, and England is bad. They're always doing bad stuff. They're trying to ruin us. So yeah, we had a partnership with France. Of course, I don't know if it did last because even beyond the French Revolution, I'm pretty sure, because we bought the Louisiana Purchase from Napoleon in 1803. 1894, Labor Day was celebrated as a legal holiday in the States for the first time. Yay, Labor Day!
That's right, workers! Literally the reason we have successful societies, because people do labor. Thank you.
And I daily have arguments with people that insist that billionaires are necessary. And I'm like, why does he have to be a billionaire? He can just be a business owner that employs people that are successful. Why does he have to just skim money off the company and stick it in his own pockets? And they're like, you can't work without billionaires. And I'm like, you can't work without workers, dude. Good luck doing all that work yourself, billionaire. That's why they're trying to get AI right, by the way. They're trying to eliminate unions and workers as much as possible. 1962, American poet and painter E. Cummings died at the age of 67. He first attracted attention in an age of literary experimentation for his unconventional punctuation and phrasing. E. Cummings. Yes, he was unconventional punctuation. I do know the EE, even though Britannica capitalizes it. He did not. He put small e in his name because fuck your punctuation and capitalization. I make my own rules. On this day in 1970, legendary American professional football coach Vince Lombardi died at the age of 57 from colon cancer. Get your colon checked. Get that stuff checked, man. He would not get himself checked no matter how sick he got. He probably could have prevented something. But he just died. He just died of cancer and didn't want to. I'm so brave. You're not brave. You're being foolish. 57, considering I got 5 more years already than Vince Lombardi. I feel like everybody got cheated. Anyway, he became the national symbol of single-minded determination to win. Known for leading the Green Bay Packers to victory 5 championships in 7 years and the first 2 Super Bowls. In 1971, Qatar officially became independent from the United Kingdom and downhill since then, since they're basically just a fascist dictatorship. What's that?
It's
Qatar. Sorry, Qatar. Qatar, whatever. They're part of the rich glitterati of people sitting on oil that don't have to work. 1991, American director Frank Capra died at the age of 94. He's the guy that made Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. And It's a Wonderful Life. So he made a movie with Jimmy Stewart in 1939 before Jimmy Stewart went to World War II. And in 1946, he made another great movie with Jimmy Stewart after he got back from World War II, and he was totally shell-shocked from all the death and destruction he saw.
Oh man, it's too bad he couldn't.
Which is why
he couldn't. Did he ever reflect on It's a Wonderful Life after that?
I'm just saying, if you can watch how he's acting, it really is distracted a lot. If you can look at the cold stare in his eyes a lot of times, right? It really plays well on the film. Like when he's listening to people talk and he looks up, or he hears the train whistle and he looks up. I want to get out of this town. You can see the desperation in his eyes. 2001, American film critic Pauline Kael died in Massachusetts. Doesn't say how old she was. She was an outspoken reviewer for New Yorker magazine, was celebrated as much of the provocative style of her writing as for the content. But No age given, no birthday given, nothing. This is the day she died, 24 years ago. 2012, Colombian drug trafficker Griselda Blanco, who was a leading figure in Miami drug scene in the 1970s and 80s, known as the godmother of cocaine, was fatally shot in Medellin, Colombia. Yeah.
The godmother of cocaine.
The godmother of cocaine. Mommy Coke. You can give her all kinds of... Oh.
Mommy Coke.
Yeah. Just a badass drug cartel person, I guess. They had to shoot her like she was Christy Nome's dog. So, 1976 on this day... Yeah, Thrice. Cruelty to dogs. You're not going to bring that up. Viking 2's Mars landing happened on this day 49 years ago. After a nearly year-long journey, NASA's robotic spacecraft Viking 2 landed on Mars this day in 1976, began relaying information about the planet's atmosphere and soil, as well as color photographs of the rocky surface. Had a gas bubble there. All right, and our feature biography is Louis Sullivan, American architect. Born September 3rd, 1856 in Boston. Died April 14th at 1924 at the age of 67 in Chicago. Happy birthday to him. Oh, he only got 67 years. Let's see, what other birthdays we got today? Ferdinand Porsche. Or Porsche. Do you know what Ferdinand Porsche is known for?
I don't even know who that is.
He's known for cars. He's an Austrian engineer. Porsche.
Oh, Porsche. Yeah, okay.
Ferdinand Porsche. It's his birthday. He was born in 1875. That makes him 150. Happy 150, Ferdinand. Alan Ladd's birthday is born in 1913. American actor. Whitey Bulger, as Britannica cannot let us go. Got to have the criminals' birthdays remembered. Whitey Bulger was born on this day in 1929. If still alive, he would be 96. Happy birthday to the guy portrayed in movies by Johnny Depp and Jack Nicholson, among others. I'm sure there's other movies, I forget who played him, but he was one of these Boston crime bosses, and he was ruthless. I believe he was murdered in prison. You might want to look that up. I'm not exactly sure. 1947, Mario Draghi, Prime Minister of Italy's birthday, and it's the birthday of Malcolm Gladwell, Canadian journalist and writer, born in 1963. So he's 62 today. National Day calendars, not too many things today. I have to look one of them up. It is Bowling League Day and National... Do you know what a Welsh rarebit is?
Yes.
You don't? Oh, well, I'm going to look it up then.
With cheese on top.
Oh, okay. It's Welsh rare.
It's literally a grilled cheese, but without the other piece of bread. That's all it is.
Okay. I'll read the National Day's description on it. September... Rarebit? Okay.
It's just called Rarebit. It's English, so it's
Rarebit, okay. On September 3rd, National Welsh Rarebit whips up a tasty and satisfying snack. What is Rarebit? The cheese toast was really called rabbit in a tongue-in-cheek way in the Welsh language because there is no rabbit in the meal. Okay.
It's just a joke. It's like if you know what it is, you're Welsh, and if you don't know what it is, you're a foreigner. So I'm Welsh, because I lived there for 2 months, so...
Yeah, that makes you Welsh. Right on. Oh, yeah, that's a wacky Welsh humor. We'll do a knock-knock joke. What's... Knock-knock, who's there? Rarebit. Rarebit me in the ass. That's it. I don't know. Hey, that's what it is. Those are your days, your... spins of the wheel, your... We didn't have haikus today. We had limericks, right? We had limericks and your bad pronunciations. Everything else for September 3rd, 2025 on Welsh Rarebit Day. Before Welsh Rarebit. Having trouble talking and seeing. So, there we go.
I wonder when Labor Day became like the first Monday or whatever, or the 1st of September, because it's saying here, right, it was celebrated on the, I guess, the 3rd of September, the first time. So I wonder when they changed it. So what
I think it's just the first Monday in September. I think that's what it's always been.
Okay, I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was always
this year.
The
it was in the 1st.
Okay.
No, this year just fell in the first. That's all.
I feel like it's been doing that for a while, but you know.
It just can't be in August. It can either be the first.
Why
any
is
day for the first and the 7th.
For my associate, why are our calendars so messed up? We could make a calendar so logical by just saying the first of every day is the first Monday of every month, and then have every day be 30 days, and then that forever. But instead, we're like, nah, let's have February.
It's all screwed up permanently, I'm afraid.
And we can't. And we're not going to fix it for some reason, even though when they changed it back in the 1700s, you know, they changed it. That's all you gotta do. You need to change a thing, and then you get used to the change. Humans get used to change so easily, but we act like every time you ask us to change stuff, we act like it's the end of the fucking world. But we get used to stuff very quickly. Okay? You can ask a neurologist. They'll tell you. Our brains...
They changed the calendar!
Our brains will instantly be like, oh, it's this now. Okay. That's what your brain will do. Anyways, that's my associate. That is our
We don't
show.
know, man.
There are no international observances today.
Time doesn't actually exist. It's a thing we created. That's all.
Exactly.
That's right.
This has been Allison here from the Netherlands and Roger from the East Coast of the U.S. as we finish off a Weird and Wacky Wednesday. I hope you were given giggles. I hope you had a lot of giggles about our funny stories today.
Yeah.
And maybe some odd looks like, what the hell? Don't worry about the Putin and Jinping thing. It's not going to happen. Okay? I don't care if you're a trillionaire.
Right.
Solving the conundrum of our brains eating themselves as we get older is going to be a century-long research. And they're going to be dead by the time we figure it out, I'm sure.
And a lot of these rich people are getting blood transfusions. Don't forget that. We gotta get some young blood in me.
Idiots.
Okay.
Anyways, that's our show for today. We'll see you tomorrow for Thursday's 13. We're going to drop 13 things on a list for us to argue about or say, hey, you forgot this. So make sure that you're following or subscribe. Turn on those notifications so you know when you go live on YouTube or Twitch. And of course, follow us on Patreon if you'd like to support the show in a more monetary way, because we do not make any money from this show for the 3 years we've been doing it. Support us. You can do 1, 2, 3, 10, whatever amount of money you think you want to help us out with. We appreciate all of our Patreon supporters. Here is our mic drop moment.
We're going to talk about
the only footage of Vince Lombardi you could find.
Vince Lombardi is an icon.
No, it was just the easiest one to put up. That's all. And it has kind of the sideline stuff, which is great.
Yeah, the people who were there, who knew the guy.
This is how I watch football games, by the way, and you know it, right? Yelling constantly, right?
What the hell is going on over here? Like, everybody knows who that is.
Yeah, I mean, what's going to make you play better than somebody who wants you to win, you know? I don't care if we win. Okay, I said we'll try.
He was both hated by his players and loved by his players, which is weird, right?
I don't know. That's not weird. Love and hate are the same side of the same, or on the same coin. Different sides of the same coin. That's
there's the best quarterback of all time, Mr. Bart Starr.
Those voices, not so much like a drill instructor.
Never lost a playoff game after his first one. Either one.
Your attention, and he commanded your respect.
Yeah, I mean, it's your job, right? This was the National League. People are getting paid. If you're not paying attention, why the hell are you here?
Vince Lombardi.
He lost his first playoff game because the clock ran out inside the 10-yard line and never lost another.
What are they doing for the center of that line out there?
Show me a good loser, I'll show you a loser, right?
This is not a guy I want coaching my kid's soccer team.
If you were dragging your rear end in the mud, you were going to know it.
And they're showing him yelling at the second Super Bowl, which is the last game he coached for the Packers. He coached for the Redskins a couple years later, but he died after one season. Died 55 years ago today, Vince Lombardi. And his funeral was attended by thousands in New York City.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Like, there's got to be more.
Gotta check yourself.
Is there the unreleased history?
Listen to your body when it tells you if it feels weird, because there's probably something going on. Yeah, the guy should. I don't know if he should. Maybe he should still be alive. I guess. Yeah.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.